Hey, it's Doug from the Rise Above Gym channel, and the Kettlebell Snatch is a great way to increase your strength, endurance, coordination throughout the body, grip strength, and also have some fun with your workouts. So there are two primary ways to do it. One is the Hardstyle Snatch, and one is the competition style. And I'm going to go over each one for you and show you the differences and when you might use one over the other. Let's check it out. Still can't believe these things are the same weight. The Kettlebell Snatch is bringing it from the swing directly overhead. So if I were to swing the weight, right to overhead. Now the full snatch is, I'm going to drop the weight down and up. When you're learning, you can bring it to a half snatch and redo it. And I primarily want to go over the hard style versus the competition style, and then I'll talk about when you would use either one of those. The hard style is very hard style from the Kettlebell RKC certification is primarily made from there, where you do a full kettlebell swing, a hip hinge, and then you're pretty much lined up linearly on the side that you're working. So what that means is I'm going to go straight down this side, through the middle, and then drive up straight, pretty much straight on this side. There's no rotation. So I'll show you a couple head on, and then I'll turn to the side. Now the bell is not going to go straight in this half circle. I am going to pull it a little bit and go overhead, but I do have some snatch technique videos, which I'll link up above. Anyway, so I'm going to hike through, pull up. As I bring it down, I'm just going to, I call it like a jump shot, or I'm just going to flick the bell down, bend at the elbow slightly, but keep it on its own side. So I'll drop down, overhead. I have a very firm hip drive and punch at the top. Last, like I said, I'm going to keep everything linearly on its own side. So everything's staying on my right, and I'm not deviating towards this side. So that is the Hardstyle Snatch. It's primarily used for power and strength. So this is the one you want to lift a heavy kettlebell or really focus on that hip drive and punch. You kind of can compare it slightly to the barbell version of this. Now the barbell version of the snatch obviously is usually done for very limited number of reps. So this is kind of that middle ground. So maybe not absolute strength. It's a little bit more like glycolytic or just kind of mild strength endurance, but we're not getting into the pure endurance phase, which is more conducive to the competition style, which I'll show next. In my previous video, where we compared the hard style swing versus the competition style, which I'll link up above. The hard style, which we just did with the snatch, straight down, strong hip drive. The competition's a little bit more endurance based, a little more stretched out, a little slower, but more efficient, so you can go a little bit longer. Like I mentioned in the swing video, if you were to run, and I was going to tell you to run 200 meters around the track, your style is going to be different than I told you to run a mile around the track. The mile is going to be a little more stretched out. You're going to conserve some energy. You're going to try to really relax and reduce tension as much as you can, versus the 200 where you'll be a little bit more tense, trying to get the most out of your muscles for maximum speed. So the competition style versus the hard style, I'm going to rotate a little bit. So when I come down, instead of flicking straight down, I'm going to drop the elbow, connect with my tricep, and I'll actually bring it through and rotate a little bit. That rotation is going to cause more help to get the swing up without executing a lot of power. With the straight arm swing with the hard style, I have to generate more hip drive. With the rotation, I'm using all this torque to actually help get the bell up overhead. So I'm going to bring it up overhead. I'm going to drop it by leaning back. I'm trying to go slow. And then I'm going to rotate and up. I'm going to drop, rotate, and up. So from the side, drop, rotate, and up. So in competitions, a lot of times snatch sets are 5 to 10 minutes, which means you'll do about half the time on one arm by itself. So we do, if it's 10-minute set, you'll do 5 minutes on one side, 5 minutes with one switch on the other. So again, you have to extrapolate that out. So again, I'm going to go overhead, elbow close. I'm going to rotate the bell, rotate, and then even Unlike the hardstyle, there might even be a little bit of a dip under the bell and overhead. So I'm kind of quarter squatting, I would say, and then get it right under that bell. Now, the reason I would do this is, again, to build up my muscle endurance or to train for a competition. I like to do both. So some days I just want to grab a bell and go firm, 10 on each side. I'll practice the hardstyle. If there's days that I want to go a little bit longer or just be a little more relaxed, I might even lighten the weight and do a little bit more endurance base, and that'll help build up my grip strength. It'll help me feel more efficient too, in a sense where I can just kind of feel my whole flow of my body and work the rotation. And I do like working rotation too, because we tend to say a lot at sagittal, the rotation helps, get the body to move in a different direction, get the muscles to coordinate in a different way. So I'd say give them both a shot. If you're gonna do competition style, you may wanna put it on a timer. Go for 1 minute on one side, 1 minute on the other. Have a very light bell and try to get a nice, relaxed rhythm. If you're gonna do the hard style, 10-10, 5-5 reps on each side, and just really try to be firm and try to build explosive power. So I wanna thank you for watching today. If you like the video, please like it down below. Also consider subscribing, as I put a new video out every week. If you have any questions, just put it down in the comments below and I'll help you out. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.